Residents of Naledi in Soweto are set to march to the local police station this morning. The community is aggrieved about the lack of education on food safety. This follows the death of 2 boys from suspected food poisoning on Wednesday. It's believed the boys bought biscuits from a local spaza shop. A candlelit ceremony will be held tomorrow for the 2 toddlers. We speak now to Newzroom Afrika's Nqobile Madlala, who is covering developments for us in Naledi, Soweto. Nqobile, just tell us what is happening there at this hour at least.
Is going to be meeting up here at the community center in Naledi. We understand that this meeting point will then lead into a march where they are going to be going to the police station, where they are going to be delivering a memorandum of demands. You will remember that the incident where these 2 little boys lost their lives happened on Sunday last week, which means it's almost another Sunday, and of course they would like to see what's the result at this point. We know already that the family is getting ready for the funeral, which will be taking place on Wednesday. But the community has been disgruntled about the kind of food that has been sold to the communities in this area. So right behind me, what you see is the ANC Youth League that's already started gathering. We are expecting more numbers. That is also going to be the community members that are going to be here. So I'm going to speak to now spokesperson for Youth League in Johannesburg. And perhaps if you can just give us an idea. We know that the family is going through a lot at this point. How will this march help, if any way?
So, good morning. I think firstly, before we get into it, I think as the ANC Youth League in Greater Johannesburg, we'd just like to extend our sincerest condolences to the affected families. And also we want to extend our support to the families that still have the 2 children in hospital that are fighting for their lives. I think this tragic incident has really for us shown that something needs to be done in the community, and I think that is the whole point behind this march, to say that we want to make a statement to the police, we want to make a statement to the government to say that we need these illegal spaza shops to be regulated. So we have called for the temporary closure of the ones in Ward 20, and will continue to call for the temporary closure of all of them in Johannesburg until we can be assured that the things that they sell there are regulated, because essentially this is now becoming a problem in our communities, and we saw it as we can't sit down and do nothing about it. So we hope that with this march that we're going to go to Naledi police station, we're able to make that statement to say that let us regulate these shops in order to avoid situations like this happening again.
And of course, one would say the health department is basically where you will get these health inspectors. And perhaps since the police are still investigating, why not go to the health department? Why the police?
So I think our biggest thing is that, and this is a call that we also got from the community when we attended the community meeting last week, to say that they are under the impression that the police assist these illegal shops to continue to exist. So I think that's where our call is going to come from the ground, to say that we need police intervention to ensure that they don't collide and convene with these shops. They need to ensure that everything that is illegal in the community, they should be the first response. So I think that is why we're going first to the police station, to say that you should be the first line of defense in protecting the community. So then you need to do that. And then, like we said, because it's a march and it's something that we're making a call to all departments to say that even the Department of Health must see this today and ensure that they come and bring regulation into spaza shops. But we're not saying that they must bring regulation into illegal spaza shops. We first need the police to deal with those illegal spaza shops. And then with the legal ones, we ensure that there's regulation. So we ensure that situations like this never happen again.
I mean, whilst we talk about those regulations, would you say then, who would you say you are holding accountable for what is taking place currently?
I think it has to definitely also be shop owners, because I think as a shop owner, it should be your responsibility to ensure that the things that you put out into the community and the products that you do sell to people are of a certain standard. And in that standard, we mean healthy things that you know have not expired or that you know have not gone off. So I think the first responsibility does start with the people that are selling those products, because there are situations where where we've heard that in some of these shops, they remove expiry dates in order to ensure that they sell all their stock. So I think it does start from there to say that as a shop owner, you need to be responsible for the products that you sell. But then also, we then need to ensure that should you as a shop owner not hold up to the correct standard, we have regulations in place that will ensure that you do not continue to supply products to the community.
All right. Have you spoken to the families at this point?
We have had youth leaguers within Ward 20 that have obviously spoken to the families. We did have an REC visit to go and visit the family with the MMC of Health in Johannesburg. But we obviously also do understand that this is a very sensitive time, and they had also alluded to the fact that they would like privacy during this time. So we are communicating with them. There is prayer sessions that are being held by the community tomorrow. We are speaking to them in regards to the preparation for the funeral, but we are trying to be as sensitive as we can possibly be because we understand the gravity of the situation.
All right. Thank you very much for speaking to us. That's, of course, the youth league that has already arrived in Naledi, and we understand that this is where they are going to be starting that march to Naledi police. Very interesting. They're saying that they feel that what they have heard from the community is that the police are colluding or perhaps are working with these illegal shops, and so they're saying that the police must take the responsibility, and it starts with them as the first line of defense. That's what they are saying. We are, of course, going to monitor the march and see where it goes from here.
Thank you very much for that report.